Hi, I'm Prasad and this is Kini Talk. We're joined by a special guest today. He's a Member of Parliament for Temerloh and also a Deputy Minister at the Ministry of Higher Education. And for an UMNO man, he's quite a liberal. Welcome to the show, Dato' Saifuddin Abdullah.
Thank you.
Let's start off by what pulled you into the world of politics?
Well, I became a member of UMNO after graduation in '86, I think, and I thought politics is one of the platforms for me to serve, but I've never put up a serious thought of becoming actively involved in politics. I decided to be active only in the end of '90s or early 2000.
So this was upon graduation and all?
Upon graduation, I became a member, but I decided to become active upon leaving the Malaysian Youth Council. I was its president until 2002. Yeah.
So what made you gravitate towards UMNO and not other political parties?
I became a member in '86, and at that time there was not much choice. Yeah, and I thought once I'm a member, not so much because of loyalty, but I suppose change can come from within, can come from outside, depending on the kind of change that you want to do.
So since you've joined UMNO and now, have you seen a change, a shift, or is it still the same party you've first joined?
I think UMNO have changed all the while. Even when Mahathir first became Prime Minister and first became President of UMNO, he introduced the Islamization program in '81, '82. Two of his flagship projects were Islamic University and Islamic Bank. And these were new narrative to UMNO at that moment in time. Islamization was a past forte for so long, yeah, and people cannot imagine that Mahathir and UMNO will be doing Islamization, yeah. And now I think Datuk Najib has embarked upon some very progressive political transformation. He has amended the University and University College Act, abandoned the ISA and the emergency ordinance, have promised more freedom to the press, enacted the Peace Assembly Act, yeah, and very open to criticism and doing government policy with new processes and new ways of formulating policies. These are new narrative for UMNO. So UMNO in the end has always been changing.
So you say they've changed. Do you think they've adapted enough to remain relevant?
Not even to my own liking. I wish more can be changed and at a faster rate. But all I'm trying to say is, yes, I do see changes, especially under Datuk Najib. I think his political transformation huge. Huge in UMNO. I mean, as far as UMNO is concerned, it's quite a huge thing. Yeah.
So, as a Deputy Minister of Higher Education, if you had to rate Najib's report card, what grade would you give him?
Well, I think I give him an A. I wish I can give him an A+, but to be fair, you can't expect the Prime Minister to be doing everything on his own. Hence, sometimes I can understand why some people call him, flip-flop. But to be fair to him, you can't expect him to be doing everything. Yeah, every one of us in the team have to put our act together.
Okay, and also in your book, New Politics, you talked about sort of changing the political culture of Malaysia. You want it to be healthier, more politics based on intellectual discourse. How do you think we can get there, and how long do you think it will take?
I think there are quite a number of political debates going on now, and I know there are people hoping that there will be Najib Anwar debate prior to GE13. I'm hoping for the same. Quite a number of us in UMNO are also hoping for the same. I think what we need to do is to bring the political discourse to a higher level.
Okay.
Our politics are too adversarial, too much of mudslinging. Yeah, it's like my take has always been we shouldn't go on a campaign saying that the opposition is bad. I think we should go on the campaign saying that we are better than the opposition. And if we can be let's put it this way, we have to bring back sanity to our politics and to our campaign. Yeah.
So does the political violence and sort of like the smear campaigns, does it bother you as a UMNO?
It does to a lot of extent, because this is not something that we want to see. And we are now in the 21st century. Yeah? I think we should, as I said, we should be indulging ourselves in discourses, in healthy campaigns, debates, and not, gangsterism kind of activities. And this is actually happening from both sides of the house. Yeah, I think what needs to be done is for leaders from both sides to strongly express their dislike to this kind of bad and campaign, that they do not condone such activities.
So, but it hasn't come out from the UMNO side yet, like the leadership hasn't actually come out with a strong condemnation of the violence. So do you think there should be an official stance from the party?
Yeah, I think the party has always make it a point to say that, look, when this thing happened, we should lodge police report, that the police should investigate. Because sometimes what happens is there are instigators, yeah, who need not necessarily represent either side of the divide. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. I think we should, perhaps it's about time that we should come forward with a stronger statement.
Have you had a chance to see Pakatan's manifesto?
Oh yes, I have seen Pakatan's manifesto.
So what's your overall idea of it?
Well, two things. Number one, I would rather look at and debate Pakatan manifesto upon BN's manifesto being launched. Otherwise, it's going to be quite one-sided. But secondly, and I think this is even more important, the real manifesto is going to come out from the ballot box. When I say the real manifesto, I'm referring to Parliament. The next Parliament should be more bipartisan.
Okay.
I think even when we are governing this time, we should look at some of the items within PR's manifesto. Okay. There may be one or two issues that need to be discussed from both sides. Okay. And it is only fair that we pay attention to the voices of the people. You see, when a significant number of MPs are elected from among PR's candidates, it clearly shows that, to a certain extent, the people give some value to their manifesto. Okay. And it is only fair that we give it a look also.
So you're saying that there needs to be more cooperation between...
I think we should not have a Parliament where one side monopolize the bills that are to be tabled and issues that are to be discussed. I think we need to have more engagement. We need to be more consultative in the way we do things.
So do you think BN's manifesto, when it comes out, do you think it will sort of, would it try to sort of outperform Pakatan's manifesto? Would it like try to steal ideas from it? How do you see it?
Well, from what I see from the Pakatan manifesto, not that I want to criticize it now, let's put it this way. I think BN is quite fortunate with the fact that the Pakatan manifesto, to my mind, is about outdoing what BN is doing. When I say we are fortunate, because I don't think there is something very fundamental that makes it so different than what we are doing. If only Pakatan Rakyat's manifesto shows something really fundamental, or is fundamentally different, or there is something really new about the way they want to govern, I think we are in deep trouble. So yeah, we'll have to wait until we launch the BN manifesto.
On BN's side, do you think that you could recapture the two-thirds majority in Parliament?
Two-thirds majority is going to be tough this time. And I think Malaysians have to be prepared that perhaps two-third majority parliament is really something that is not going to happen again.
Okay.
And this is already the case for most of the developed democracies, yeah. And that is also the reason why the next parliament should be more bipartisan in the way we do things.
Okay. So let's talk about a very large portion of the voters are undecided. So has BN done enough?
Yeah, the undecided voters, I call them the middle ground. Yeah, they form about 30% of the electorate. According to Lim Kit Siang, they form about 4 million of the electorate. Whichever way you look at it, yeah, it's 30%, 4 million. We are actually looking at the same numbers. Yeah. And they are the young voters, university students, professionals, lecturers, teachers, civil society activists, entrepreneurs. They are going to be the main, they are going to be the kingmaker this time. The swing vote is going to come from this group. You know, in 2008, we probably lost many of the middle ground voters. One of the reasons is because we were not there in the cyber war. But this time around, I think our presence are there.
Okay.
I think we are engaging more with the middle ground. Datuk Najib has conducted all kinds of platforms for him to engage himself with the middle ground. I think Kari Jamaluddin has done a splendid job in trying to reach out to the young voters. Many of us have been actively organizing meetings, all kinds of gatherings with the middle ground. I believe if our manifesto can also touch issues that are of concern to the middle ground, then we should be able to attract their support.
So, because I think most of the undecided are fairly young group, so do you think social media or alternative ways to reaching them plays a major part in this?
It is, because for most young people who are interested in politics, about 80% of their information are coming from social media. To them, it's not an alternative media. To them, this is the mainstream. This is the real mainstream. Yeah. And again, in 2008, we lost many of the support of the young simply because we were not very IT savvy at that time. But this time around, I think we are more prepared. We are at par. I wouldn't say we are better off compared to our PR friends, but I think we are at par. If they have the numbers, we have the numbers. What remains is who can persuade whom better.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be a very interesting competition this time.
Let's talk more about you now. So, as a UMNO man, do you feel like you're a minority within UMNO because you're liberal and you're not afraid to sort of share your views? So, do you feel at times that maybe you feel out of place?
Well, I have never felt that way,
Okay.
though I've been receiving all kinds of flux from my own party and some of my party members too. But I'm quite happy with the fact that I think some of the issues that I have been criticized for finally become new policies under Najib administration. Yeah, examples would be the amendment to Section 15 of the University and University College Act, abolishment of the ISA, the promise for more freedom to the press, enactment of the new Peace Assembly Act. Yeah, so things are changing, and as I say, I have no complaints.
So you don't feel the need to balance yourself between what you think and what you think the party wants you to say?
Well, I believe as a party member, you have to toe the party line. But it doesn't mean that you have to say yes to everything. So you have to have your own idealism, you have to have your own principles and your own belief. And to me, a party is made up of individuals.
Okay.
And the party will only change if there are individuals who wants to make changes within the party. And I see Datuk Najib as trying to make a lot of changes. And I suppose all I'm doing is trying to support the changes that he's trying to do.
So for all our viewers out there, if there's one thing you could say to convince them to vote for BN, what would it be?
I think because change is possible from within. I know many people are looking for change, but it is possible to do change from within UMNO and BN.
Okay. So, but do you feel that BN could do more?
Yes, I do feel that BN could do more, and if we return, I think I'm quite optimistic that we will be returned, and I think we have to have a new kind of BN. BN that is more open, and I would like to say that this could be the last general election where race still matters to some pockets of the population. I think come GE14, every side of the divide will be talking about need-based services. And BN should, among others, look at direct membership.
Okay.
We are not going to say UMNO, MCA and MIC should, close shop. But I know a lot of young people wants to support BN, but they cannot relate themselves to race-based politics. They want to be a member of BN. And I think this is one of the new things that BN must do upon the completion of GE13.
Okay. I think that is all for now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you.